Hi everyone, Dr. Suneel Dhand. Welcome to another video. I may have been wrong all this time about processed foods, sugars, other bad ingredients which are driving the metabolic health catastrophe that we see all around us. Let me explain and bear with me, because I am not saying by any stretch of the imagination that these foods are good. Of course, that's not what I'm saying. And I'm not saying that we should let food corporations off the hook, but I have been doing some thinking over the last couple of weeks, deep thinking with what's going on with the Make America Healthy Again movement, which, by the way, I do support. But I think that we may be missing the mark here on a much, much bigger issue, which is playing out. And the more we keep pointing our fingers and doing things which aren't addressing the real problem, the more the crisis, and this is a true health catastrophe, is going to keep getting worse. So I believe that much more so than what's wrong with foods, we have a deep spiritual crisis, which has taken hold across large segments of the Western world. Countries like the United States, United Kingdom, this has all accelerated over the last 20 years, but especially the last 5 years since the pandemic. Let me explain further. Now, when I use the term spiritual crisis, a lot of people might think I'm talking about something religious. I'm not talking about something religious, although, of course, religion and spirituality are often intertwined. What I mean by spiritual crisis is that when people are feeling well and good about themselves, there's a sense of well-being. One of the first things people want to do is to take great care about what they eat. They want to look good, they want to feel good, and they really care about being in shape. That is how things were for decades, for actually hundreds, maybe thousands of years as well. People wanted to look good and they knew what looking good was. And don't get me wrong, this is not only a cosmetic issue, absolutely not. This is actually much more of a health issue. So the Make America Healthy Again movement, which is focused on all of these ways that we should go about living healthier, and they're targeting things like processed foods, like sugars, like food dyes, like seed oils. Yes, of course, it's all very good to do that. But the issue here is that millions of people simply don't care anymore. And it's one thing if people stop caring above a certain age, but right now, across the Western world, we have millions, tens of millions of adolescents, of people in their 20s who simply don't care about this anymore. They are eating tons of junk food, they're not moving around enough, and there's no desire whatsoever to take great care of themselves. Now, the reasons for this can probably be traced back to the start of social media and then the pandemic hitting and millions of people being locked up and having a sense of feeling hopeless about things. But look around you very carefully, and I suspect that most people who watch my videos are taking proactive steps for their health and well-being. But think very, very carefully about what's going on here. And once more, I will say, I support the Make America Healthy Again movement. I think there are some very good-hearted people who want to do the right thing, but let's think carefully here. They are doing things like removing food dyes from cereals, which are already crap, saying that we must remove seed oils from fast food joints, which are frying their fries, their chips, in seed oils, and they're switching to other types of oil. Now, do you realize that the average person who gets that message is going to think, oh, it's healthier now. I'll eat double the amount of fries, or I'll continue to eat sugary cereal because it no longer has dyes in it. Now, another side of this, which has really made me come to this realization, is that I remember when I was growing up in England in the 80s and 90s when I was a boy, all of this bad food was around us in grocery stores. All of these chips, what we call crisps in the United Kingdom, chocolates, candies, microwavable meals were huge. All of that was there in the 90s and early 2000s. So what changed? Is it food corporations that have changed, or is it the population that has changed? Simply letting themselves go, not caring about this anymore. A culture of excess. And this is what I really want to get to here, is that I believe that modern mainstream culture has gone so badly wrong over the last 5 to 10 years. Something very weird and extraordinary has happened, because when young people start getting sick in droves, they start getting obese. All of these people, by the time they're in their 30s and 40s, are going to have pre-diabetes, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, other inflammatory diseases. We are only at the tip of the iceberg. What's going to happen from a health perspective is even more than a catastrophe. And Make America Healthy Again, or any other movement, by focusing on these little things that we can do with food, in food which has been horrible for a long time, while not addressing what I would call the cultural change. And yes, cultural rot that has set in, to the point where tens of millions, hundreds of millions probably, young people across the Western world simply don't care anymore. They are in this culture of excess. They are consuming food in vast quantities. And yes, of course, calories matter. If anybody is consuming 1.5 or 2 times the calories they need every day, of course, they're going to put on weight and start getting medical problems. They're not moving around enough. They are hooked on their phones. All of these things are very basic, and people knew this the last century, all the way up to the 1990s or early 2000s. This was well known. Take care of what you eat. If you eat too much, you're going to put on weight. You've got to move around. Calorie balance, of course it matters. But, and I pose this question openly, having put so much thought into it, are we missing the mark here, targeting food, when actually there's a cultural issue, which is much, much bigger at play? And I think unless we address why people don't care anymore, they don't have the desire to, yes, look good and feel good, then this is going to keep getting worse and worse. Do I have all the answers? No, I don't think I have all the answers. Maybe I have some of the answers, but I really believe now, and I'm going to talk about this more in my videos, that we need to address a deep-seated cultural issue which has taken hold over the last 5 to 10 years, especially the last 5 years. And it has caused a catastrophe which is only going to get worse. So if we truly want countries like the United States and United Kingdom to get better, then we need to focus on why this has happened. Because I'll say again, is the food environment really that different from 20 years ago? Do grocery stores suddenly look different? Are food corporations more terrible than they were in the 90s and 2000s? Or have people changed? And I don't want to let the food corporations off the hook. But imagine Make America Healthy Again, and I'll make another video very soon on this, completely misses the mark on this root cause issue and start telling people the truth. Yes, you need to start caring again. You need to start taking care not to consume calories in vast amounts. I mean, where is that message? You need to move around more. And we need to value certain things in society again that cultures throughout history have valued until this very weird time, 5 to 10 years ago. All right, I'll stop talking there. Let me know your thoughts down below. Am I off? Do you think what I'm saying rings true? I'm open for debate, but I am going to focus on this issue much more from now in future videos, because my only goal here, what I want, is for people to be the healthiest version of themselves. I want people to live a life, ideally, free of doctors, free of mainstream medicine, free of prescriptions. And yes, doctors can be wonderful, hospitals can be wonderful, medications can be wonderful in the right circumstances, but only as a last resort. But society cannot continue down this road. Things will simply implode. And I love the United States. I love the United Kingdom. I don't want that to happen. I want everything to get back on track. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. Also check the links down below in the description for my website and all the other work I do. If you enjoyed this video, you will also enjoy some of my other videos on metabolic health and well-being. Hit the like button if you like this video, the subscribe button for more similar videos in the future, and we will speak again very soon.